Good morning. Let's get started. All right, small cap first. Let's check it out. We had something very significant happen yesterday. AT&F sparking the small cap market. I think this is going to cause a lot of runners to pop up out of nowhere because yesterday AT&F ran pretty big. So we had a 300% mover yesterday, 280%, and on big volume as well. So this kind of thing really fires up the small cap market. So we're probably going to be seeing some decent movers today, I would imagine. We've got a couple in pre-market already. So we'll see if there's any sympathy plays to this. Usually we will get some follow-up plays after something like this happens. And it's gapping up as well. So pretty incredible move. 50% gap up currently, was 90% gap up at the peak just in this overnight move. Now at this point, I'd say this is a short, but I probably won't be trying it. I usually will avoid the super crazy ones. But I don't hate it for a short. I wouldn't mind actually trying a short right here and see if it can fade all day. Unlikely that it's going to keep going, but I was expecting it to gap up. So we do have a couple of other runners. BSLK looks like it's up on nothing. And what's interesting with this one is they have some dilution coming. So it looks kind of interesting for a short. So what do we have? We have convertible notes which are not priced yet at $2 a share. So whenever they drop this filing, it's an S1 filing, then the stock's going to come down really hard because just yesterday it looks like they've updated their filings and actually just today. It was just today. But they need to release the S1 now. I think it's an S1, or is it an S3? S1. So when they release the S1, these shares will be registered for sale on the market at $2 a share conversion price. So obviously we're trading at 360 right now. This is going to get crushed down quite a bit. But of course, we can't predict when that's going to happen. So we don't want to do that. We can still trade it like a gap and crap, what it is. But it is interesting to see the S1 and the potential of that coming out anytime really in the next several days. It could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen anytime. A lot of times, if you can just exist short in the stock and not be stopped out, then you're increasing your odds of catching an offering. Difficult to do that. And they usually will do it at a super opportune time for themselves. So we have, that's BSLK. MNTS, another one. So ATNF is kicking up all these small caps from that big move yesterday. So MNTS, what do we have here? Secures a NASA contract to study the launch of robotic technologies for future space exploration. Okay, NASA contract, that's a kind of a big deal. Let me see if there's any details here that are red flags. It was awarded a contract by NASA to perform a study to fly critical foundational robotic technologies into space. So they're doing a study for NASA. Now it'd be interesting to know how much they're getting paid to do this. And if they don't mention it, it's probably because it's not very much. But NASA's a big one. That's a big keyword. A contract from NASA. So this could get moving. But we've seen things fade regardless of the news. Let's see if there's any more info on this thing. So the study leverages an orbital space vehicle, service vehicle. This is their flagship spacecraft designed to transport and deploy payloads with precision. A potential test flight could allow NASA and its partners to assess the performance of robotic systems in microgravity, paving the way for more complex autonomous operations in space. So they're talking about a potential test flight, which I kind of thought that was baked into this whole thing, but apparently it's not. Okay, so that's the trick with these. They like to put out these buzzwords, but really gotta dig a little bit and figure out if it's anything real. All right, regardless though, BSLK, MNTS, looks like some interesting gappers. Obviously, MNTS, this is a known fader. They play the split game. Run the stock down, reverse split, run it down, reverse split, over and over again. All right, what else do we have? We have a NASA gapper and a no news gapper, BSLK. Anything else? ANTF, ATNF is just gapping from yesterday. XFOR, kind of interesting. What's the news? earnings and a study. So usually when they drop earnings plus news on the same day, it's because they're trying to cover up something bad, probably. So phase 3 clinical study. Achieved the primary endpoint. That's a good one. Oh, but it's in China. The details, okay, this is funny. The details of the study are planned to be presented at an upcoming medical conference. So they haven't released the details, but they've released news about the study, but not the details about the study. MNTS looks like a squeezer. Nice move there for MNTS. Probably going higher. I am expecting something to squeeze today because of A, T, and F yesterday. Usually we get some follow-up movers. We also get some faders too, so this will spark some faders. This does look like it's gonna move quite a bit here. Let's check the dilution. So a June 2025 warrants $1.41. From March, they have $2 exercise price. From February, they have $3.80 exercise price. So they have quite a bit. And it just keeps going. There's from May, there's $1.70. So it's just like constant dilution. The trick is, when do they actually sell the shares? You have to pump before you dump. So everybody knows this is coming back down. It's just a question of when. And how long is it going to take? The pumper in chief, that's right. It's funny because he didn't like Intel, and now he likes Intel. It only took a couple of days for him to change his mind. Let's see what's Intel doing now. Luckily, yeah, I had a nice trade on this. Sold it yesterday, or let's see, not yesterday, the day before that. Right around 21. So let's look at some big caps real quick. We have BABA. I sold my BABA swing today. So I had it long from the 118 area. So we had it in this flag right here. It got tight. Buy when it's tight. So I got it at 118 something, 118.60. Sold it in pre-market on this gap up. Did really good on that one. Now the question is, did I sell too soon? I usually sell too soon. So obviously this can keep going, but you never know. Maybe it pulls back first and I rebuy it. At least I'll be prepared to do that if that happens. That's a pretty crazy trade. Like it's like I don't even know, risking about $1 a share. And then making, what is that? $6 a share. Almost $7 a share. So pretty sick. And then, of course, you know, we've been trying these trades. We had Tilray, which I sold a day too soon because I sold the day before this huge move. Kind of unfortunate, but that is what I was calling out last week. I wanted the breakout. I wanted to push towards $1, so it finally did that. And we got a nice short on it yesterday. Gap up short. Classic gap up short setup. We like that. Now the question is, can it keep going or is it done? Probably it's done. The problem with weed is it needs real news. And until it gets real news, it's probably just going to be a pump and dump chart, just like it did back here. It gets a nice little breakout going, and then it fades back down to nothing. So I would expect it to do that, unless there's real news, which I don't think I saw any real news on weed. I think someone mentioned Trump said something about weed, so I don't know. I need to look into that. Trump's talking about everything. He is the pumper in chief. So, super interesting market right now. SPY continues to remain strong, pushing over those highs. Look at that. Insane strength on SPY. When does it stop? It never stops. SPY only goes up. So I did open a bunch of swings yesterday, along with, let's see, Baba was the first one I opened, but then I opened some more yesterday. So we have just a few things. Boeing. So Boeing reclaiming some moving averages here. Super nice trend break here. Nice dip hold. SPY strong. Just looking to hold that for a few days and see if it can break out or not. Looking okay so far. Coin. We have this looming Bitcoin breakout coming. So obviously, clean trend here on Coinbase. I did start in a little early on this because I'm anticipating a nice move on Bitcoin. So when this trend breaks, I'll add some more coin. Nike. Talked about Nike yesterday. So we had this trend break finally on Nike. So we're trying it again. Long from about 75. So I want to see if that can just push up here. Maybe push the breakout, sell into the breakout. PayPal. Again, same kind of thing. Nice little trend break. Holding up pretty good. I have it from 68. Risking about 67. Same playbook as Baba. I also have a really kind of a weird one, ACHR. This is a drone stock. It just had earnings. It dropped on earnings, but I love it whenever it wicks out the lows like this. Love to see that. Takes out the lows, reclaims. Now it could really get moving. This is one of the bigger drone stocks, and we've got this Netanyahu seems like he's going to be bombing Gaza again. So anytime there's war stuff happening, drones run. Plus we had all those government contracts going out for drones fairly recently. So we'll see what this does. I'm just going to hang on to it. Hopefully it just kind of grinds its way back up to the breakout area and I'll sell it. We'll see how long I can hold on. Still watching Neo. Look at that. Neo is holding a wedge. Little sketchy Chinese EV stock, but I think this is a massive EV stock for China. Might even be the top EV company for China. Let me double check that. Regardless, this is a really nice looking flag off of the base. So it's flagging off the base. Bigger trend break already happened. Now it's simply it's a big bull flag, and big bull flags can break out just like this one did right here. Same exact thing. Probably going to break out. We'll see. If Bob was an indicator, then that's good news. Maybe Neo will follow. Okay, Neo is not the top EV in China. BYD is. BYD has excuse me has surpassed Tesla. So Neo has some innovative features like battery swapping technology. So Neo's market share is 5%. So BYD has about 30%. Neo has 2 to 3%. So it's almost like Neo is the Rivian to BYD's Tesla. Something like that. All right, here's the bell. Good luck, everyone. Looking for day trades. All eyes are pretty much on ATNF and small cap. And what are the sympathies to this? Kind of hoping MNTS is the follow-up squeezer. NASA news is kind of a big deal. Wow, Sown up huge. SOUN. Soundhound. Very nice move. Up on earnings. Ran for the past several days. Sideways action. Yeah, MNTS is going over high day, over pre-market highs. Looks like it's halted up. Nope, it's not halted. The platform's halted. Yeah, so something I'm trying to figure out for the swing trades is where do I even sell it? Because sometimes I'm out way too soon. But sometimes it doesn't hang around very long and you've got to sell or it comes back down. Like UNH. Could still have my long from UNH. I sold it at 257. Nugent long MSTR at 395.60. Nice. Dip buy. I like it. I like this trend break. I like the follow-up trend break. This looks really good. It's Bitcoin related. I think Bitcoin is wanting to break out. Look at that. Bitcoin's just holding a breakout pullback right at the highs. It's pretty much just screaming breakout. So it's going to probably go up to the 130s, 140s, 150s over the next month or two, I would say. Ethereum on an absolute monster move right here. Crazy. Yeah, I've got coins, so I don't. I guess I don't need both. Oh, coins up huge too. Nice. Wow, PayPal's up. Everything's kind of just popping right now. Nike's popping. See, I'm getting the itchy trigger finger. Newegg is continuing to make new highs. Into the 90s today. Totally crazy. MNTS looks like it wants to squeeze. We'll see. Yeah, looks like a squeeze. Yep, MNTS, super, super strong. Might actually be topping out right here. Hard to say. All the swings are looking great right now. All right, I sold some coin here. This is just too crazy for me. This is the problem. I don't know. When it goes up, I sell. I usually do better if I sell when it goes up. Sold some Nike too because it went up. So yeah, especially when it goes up too fast. I don't know. You never know. Could always just keep going, but straight up, everything up. So you said, yeah, there goes Bitcoin. Yeah, that's why. So everything's just ripping because something happened with Bitcoin. MNTS crack right there. Looks like I'm going to miss that. Already tried twice. PayPal's up. Everything up. Everything up. Yeah, SPY all-time high. SPY only goes up. Yeah, MNTS probably squeezes more. I don't know. Odds say it goes down, but I'm kind of feeling that one. Feels like it's probably squeezing. Could be wrong. All right. BSLK squeezing a bit. See if it has the juice in it or not. I really feel like MNTS is the one today. MSCR not following Bitcoin like you wanted. Uh-oh. It could be delayed. Ooh, Hood took a dump. Wow. Now that's kind of surprising. All right, MNTS trying to come back up. BSLK coming up. All right, MNTS does look done now. Probably just going to fade now. But as you can see, that ATNF1 or ANTF1 really got some small caps moving. BSLK breaking pre-market highs. We'll see if it keeps going. Guessing it tops out around here, but today is kind of strong. PayPal straight up as well. The swings are coming through for me. Okay, coin dropping back a little bit. So this is why I like to sell the spikes. Of course, it doesn't really matter if it pulls back like this. If you're planning a longer trade, it's going to eventually grind back up, and you just can't predict how it's going to go up. You just know it's going to go up eventually. Should have taken your 2R and MSTR. Let me take a look again. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's coming back. That is annoying. That is annoying. Let's see. It's kind of filled the gap. Yeah, I don't really have a great read on it. All right, we'll see if small caps start ripping or not. So far, they're kind of chilling out. Nothing's going too crazy. So that ATNF trade yesterday, or not trade, but that ATNF yesterday is really crazy. This is something that can really get the small caps moving. So got to be really careful about this stuff when it pops up. So it looks like it's holding so far. It's trying to squeeze over pre-market highs. No trade for me here. MNTS coming down now nicely. Gonna have to miss it. I did try twice. Oh, look at that. They announced a warrant transaction for 2.7 million in gross proceeds. Incredible. Too funny. So it's like I was saying earlier, if you can simply exist short long enough in these stocks without stopping out, you will catch offerings. See you, Scotty. Have a good one. that might kill the momentum in small cap because this was the leader. So either the momentum will shift to BSLK or all these are going to fade now. And then maybe tomorrow something else pops up. So looking for BSLK to fade and XFOR to fade as well. Like I said, BSLK might be the place where all the momentum goes into now because MNTS just fell apart. Or MNTS just killed all the momentum and now things will fade. In small caps, that is. So Tilray coming back up. Super nice move back up. Tilray might have another leg up in it. All right, Tesla holding up really well. Looks like it's breaking out of this wedge. Bit of a breakout pullback. Trump likes Elon again. He didn't like him. Now he likes him again. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. I got to get going. I do have BSLK, XFOR short. We're going to see if those can fade or not. Hoping those will come on down, but we'll see. Super nice swings. That'll be it for now. I'll post some updates in the Discord. But good luck, everyone. Be back tomorrow.